And we are still talking about the 6th International Conference of Higher Education. As Simon just read that 470 universities are participating this year. We see the numbers are increasing every year and also the number of visitors. But now it's time, I guess, for our second discussion.
Indeed, Ghazi. And as we would be embarking on our this discussion, which is a major highlight of the day, we are going to be having one of the guests who's going to be joining us in the program, who is visiting the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia for the occasion of the International Exhibition and Conference on Higher Education. Mr. Syed Abidi, who's an educationist and a career advisor, is with us. Assalamu alaikum. Good morning. Welcome to the Saudi Morning Show, as well as welcome to Saudi Arabia.
Thank you very much, Sama, and thank you very much, Pradeep.
Thank you.
It's our pleasure that you came and joined us. We hope that you have had a pleasant flight.
Thank you very much. Yes, I did, and thank you once again for having me back. I was here again last year, if you remember, so it was good.
So talking about the previous year and this year, how do you see the changes here in the capital city of Riyadh?
I think whenever I come to Riyadh, no matter how many days, I see something going on new. Now you have this, I think, the new metro coming in, and the roads are being developed. The city is made beautiful as ever before, and with more and more people from outside coming into to Riyadh, being the capital, hub of Middle East, as you said. So there are lots of opportunities now for students who are living in Riyadh and Saudi Arabia in general, whether they are the Saudis or the expats who are studying here, have the opportunity to interface with such a huge education expo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Indeed. Now, Mr. Syed, let me ask you here, as it is, as we mentioned earlier in the program, that you are coming here to Riyadh City to participate in this humongous higher education event which is happening. Tell us a little bit more upon the lines of your participation in this event and how is it significant to you?
Well, you see, when we are coming on behalf of representing a university into such an international expo, there are many facets of that help and add value to our own interaction with the people, with students, with the academia. The colors that change in education systems, structures, and an opportunity of joining hands with so many people at one point, where you have a full gallery of people from all over the world. Of course, it's an experience that keeps you learning all the time as to who is doing what, and then you keep on renovating your own structure of education. You're looking at what people have to say, as you just said, that there are different vice chancellors and there are different workshops. They are speaking about the changes that the international education, the education, as you know, is now becoming borderless. More the education becomes borderless, more the people would be interacting with each other, and I think the opportunity such has been provided by the custodian of the two holy mosques at this huge capital and this huge exhibition is amazing for people, and you would see that over the 4 days thousands of students would benefit from it.
And Mr. Syed, since this is the first day, it's so early to ask about the number of visitors and the visits. Let me ask about the previous ones. How did you see the Saudi students? Do they know what they want, what major, what college? Talk about their guideline for the future.
That's a very interesting question. The ones that I attended 3 years, 4 years back, the students who would come would not have been that prepared. And over the years, they have now started to learn that when they come to such expos, they must have done some kind of homework. And they have their pen and pencils ready, they have their questions sorted out. Many of them might have spoken to their own course tutors and within their own families. Some of them, of course, now started to come with families as well. And they're not as blank as they used to be, let's say, 4 years back. That's the bus I attended about 4 years back. So I think they have groomed themselves in terms of what to ask, which university to go. And the plan of the exhibition is so clear that they would look at the destinations they are seeking at. And in terms of their specialty areas, for example, if they're doing medicine or they want to do engineering, depending on their kind of financial plans that they have been given by the ministry, if they are a scholarship or they're looking at the scholarship, those are the questions that they have in mind. And I feel that they have learned a lot over the years, and we feel a lot less stressed, because you see 4 days, 9 to 9 is a big span of time for us. Even 2 people on the stand on a booth where you have hundreds of students visiting every day is not easy to handle.
Certainly. Now, Mr. Syed Abidi, as we were speaking earlier on in the program upon the lines of education as well, we would like to ask you here, one of the things that is that we get to see that with everything getting better and more enhanced and more specialized in our modern world today, we get to see that education models, the structures have become very, very much or urbanized or modernized, if you may call it, and we get to see there are many of the different specialities and majors which are coming about as well. Are there some special subject areas for this year which are going to be newly introduced?
Sure. As we go on looking at the different changes that are taking place, and then we look at the year. Nowadays, the young students are looking at the famous year 2020. Now, if you have 2020 in front of you and whatever is happening in the rapidly changing global world, these changes are affecting our daily lives. They are affecting our daily lives in terms of the socio-economy. They are changing our lives in terms of technological changes. Everything needs to be more secure. As you know, the world is becoming very secure, and as such, many areas within the normal generic streams that I used to hear in my younger days, that where you would only become a doctor or a lawyer or an engineer, the famous 3, 4, 5 pharmacists and all. Nowadays, there are subspecialisms and specialisms that the students will have to look at. Some of them within the computing science area, for example, are the digital forensics, the DNA analysis, within the bio and the chemistry side, within the mobile. As you see, the mobile is one machine that every kid has now. Within mobiles are now becoming credit cards, and somebody has to manage that credit card. And therefore, there are courses within the mobile which is known as MSc Mobile and BSc Mobile Banking, Mobile Security, Mobile Simulation and all that. So in every area, if you see the world, that the disasters are taking place, terrorism is taking place everywhere, within that there are degrees that are available, such as disaster management, such as crisis management, such as security on airport management, things like that. There are all those masters and bachelor's program that the kids have now to look at. Instead of doing the generic MBAs and the BScs they were doing in terms before.
Very well said, Mr. Syed. Unfortunately, we're running out of time. But if you have a few words to conclude with.
I think, that these kind of events are very helpful for students. It gives them the opportunity of meeting people at their home, at their doorstep, discussing with them the possibilities, especially the support that the Ministry of Saudi government and all that provides in terms of scholarships, in terms of the guidance. I think this was the last bit in it, that they are now expanding this show every year. What else that the government would do for you, bringing such big universities for the students to talk to them, to interact, and I'm sure many of the students will benefit from this.
And we wish you a very pleasant stay here in the kingdom, Mr. Syed.
Thank you
as
very
you
much.
are here, I guess, for the second or the third time.
Thank you.
Wish you a very pleasant stay, and we thank you for being with us today.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Sama. Thank you very much.
It was our pleasure having you with us. So we were in discussion with our distinguished guest, Mr. Syed Abidi, who's an educationist and career advisor. We were speaking to him about the big event which is to start today here in the kingdom, the International Exhibition and Conference on Higher Education, starting today, Wednesday, from the 15th of April until the 18th of April, where we would have thousands of students benefiting under the umbrella. And with this, we are embarking on towards our next highlight.